let's move on to the next segment, which is Pearly Davis, Pearl Davis, Red Pill,
Early.
Manosphere, Fresh and Fit, Sneeko, uh, what's the other guy named Biko, whatever.
Pico.
I don't know. That whole
They all
charade.
they all look alike. They all look alike.
They all look alike because they're all also all alike. They're all
They're
angry.
all bald too.
They're all balding, angry. Oh my! Are you talking about yourself? Is this you? Are you one of them
Okay.
now?
Feel back. I'm gonna get a wig.
They're all balding, angry incels. Okay, no, this is the point. It's like I'm getting tired of hearing all of them because they're going off the deep end. So I guess I'm going to share some
Yeah.
tweets that the latest tweet that we're going to talk about. This is kind of an old tweet. Let's just talk about this one. Um,
Excuse me.
bruh, bruh. And so let's
It was a banana.
it probably was. And so let's talk about this. Let's see right here. All of this article right here. Take a seat. This fucking Chris Hansen. Can you take a seat for me, please? Take a seat. Chris,
That's funny.
this.
Well, why don't you take a seat for me?
Take a seat. 16-year-old chicks are hotter than 26-year-old chicks.
Yeah.
1.2
Yeah,
million
them
views.
them 26-year-old cheats, man.
Yeah, those 26-year-old chicks. And honestly, and she deleted the tweet. She deleted the tweet because she felt it was a problem. And it's like someone
Oh
who's
yeah, that's a problem.
all of this, someone who tweets things like this, and who has a record goes on the record and saying, "I don't care what I tweet. I don't delete tweets because I stand by what I say. What I say is what I say. I don't care." It's like, so is this what is this? Because this tweet has been deleted. What am I supposed to do about this? Like
1.2 million views.
1.2 million views.
Yeah.
1.2 million views. So I guess we're gonna go back to we're just thinking about it. It's like this. I mean, this is the thing. If you guys follow them, if you guys follow Fresh and Fit, if you guys follow whatever, if you guys follow what are the rest? I don't know the rest of the names. Andrew Tate says some things like this a lot. Do you know what are the other Red Pill podcasts? Do you know any of them? Any names that you could throw out there or people?
I mean, this is a whatever podcast.
I just said them.
Oh,
Whatever.
you did? Oh.
What else? Who else do you know?
Uh, uh, no, that's pretty much it. I only know them. I don't know anyone else.
Um,
You got. I mean, you got Adam, but I guess,
Adam
he's
Sosnick.
he's about to get red pill too.
Honest, yeah, he's pretty much about
Yeah, is
that
that
same
his last name?
Sosnick, yeah. Sosnick, I think, or NICH, something like that. And that's the thing. It's like, that's a Miami native. Um, he's all about that life, and he's 40 years old, and he's trying to pretty much he's gonna get settled down and have kids now. And so his show is really all about, how to make money, how to be, I guess, fit, and then like how to get laid, I guess. That's kind of what he says on his show. And he has his co-host is pretty. She's becoming a good co-host. I don't really watch the show. I only watch the show occasionally whenever like videos come up on YouTube. It's because it's on the Valuetainment Network, Value Entertainment,
Right.
Valuetainment, on YouTube. So well, obviously we talked last week about PBD and his podcast. Big fan here. I watch their every episode religiously, and Adam is on there, so he has his own show. It's different. He doesn't really talk politics. He talks really about money, where to invest, and how to get girls, and like and then he brings on all these people, and so he brings on, and he does what most of them do. He'll bring on the Red Pill guys. There's a bunch of them. Let's see. I'll probably pull up the name from last week. Some weird black guy who missed his flight and was in his garage. Um, his show is called Saucecast, SOSCAST, Saucecast. I'm not gonna play it, but it gets heated because obviously it's all about what goes on. Um, His name is Donovan Sharp. This is one of the Redpill guys who brings statistics and has presentations and lectures. And and these guys have conventions in Miami. They rent out convention centers in like a hotel. You know, hotels have like these like convention areas,
Yeah.
like what Primerica does and like Herbalife does, where they bring all these like disillusioned, unemployed, um, I guess people who want to grift but don't know how to do it, and so they find a place where they can be grifted and also grift at the same time and sell people things they don't need in particularly minority communities like Herbalife. Herbalife is all bullshit. I know what I the Hispanic community knows a lot about Herbalife because there's
Mm-hmm.
still people who sell it and pretend to be like, oh, this is all about weight reduction and living. It's not. None of it is. None of it is. And so you have to buy the products to sell the products. And so
Yeah.
it's just a Ponzi scheme. And so, anyways, the Donovan, what's his name? Donovan Sharp. Uh, Before he died, it was also Kevin Samuels. He was another one, and you know, there's a bunch of other people who get on there, and Sneeko's one of them, and what's the guy who's on Fresh and Fit? Um,
The light skin one.
yeah, he's bald. He's like the same balding as you. Yeah, you guys are like brothers.
Myron.
Myron,
The
Myron,
fuck off.
Myron, Byron, uh, Hussein.
Hussein. Myron Hussein Obama.
So this is the thing. So they're on there. Let's just get because I'm wasting time talking about them a little bit like this. And so they're what they're all about is pretty much um they bring on these women who are all promiscuous. They all do OnlyFans. They're all nightclub. They're all creatures of the night. Creatures of the night. They bring these ladies in, and they're all either whores in college. They just left college and they're still whores, and they're clubbing and they're in Miami, and then they're in the 30. What's it called? The 308. We're in the 308. Oh my god, Miami. And so they're out there. They go to the beaches. They go to the clubs. They like spending a lot of money. They do OnlyFans. They do all the other stuff. And these women are your typical feminists, right? They just are. They've embraced the boss bitch, bad girl, boss woman. Like, don't say nothing to me because I'm a bad girl. That's what they sound like most of the time. And
Mm-hmm.
they have the most horrible accent ever, which is the LA accent, because that's what they sound like. Just imagine Kim Kardashian,
Oh,
that Los Angeles accent.
I don't wanna imagine.
Yes, you do.
No.
And so they have that accent. They just talk like, I'm gonna go to Starbucks and I'm gonna get a latte and it's
Starbucks.
really good. And so, like, what I do is that I produce content. And so, if you ask them, there's all these funny clips, and they do have funny content. It's funny. To me, it's funny. I don't take any of it seriously. You know, there's that funny content where it's like that girl, hey, what content, like, hey, do you know what, it was like,
No, no.
what country Dubai is in? And she's like, oh, OnlyFans. And they're like, no, what country?
No, she was no, they were like, what country, what continent are we in?
Oh,
So
what continent are we in?
she thought they said content,
Yeah, she
and
was
she was
like,
like, what do you mean? I do
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
And she's like, what? OnlyFans. And then it's like, no, what continent? And she's like, oh, she's like, I thought you meant content. It's like, okay, yeah, but this is what they are. And by the way, these guys are not, they're not anything different what from these ladies. These ladies are also, these men and ladies are all about the content. That's why they say stupid things like what Pearly, just to bring back Pearly into this, because Pearly is one of these red pill people. They bring in these people come in, these people come in, they say all these outrageous things to get views most of the time. So they say things like, um, you know, 16-year-old girls are cuter than are more attractive to men than 26-year-old girls, and it's like, what? What? Again, and then these red pill guys come out and say, yeah, because that 16-year-old girl's a virgin. It's like, okay, I need to call the cops on everybody
No, oh my god,
because it's
they're
extremely creepy.
it's
And
too
so,
much. It's pissing me off. They're really.
why is it pissing you off? Because get pissed off. Get pissed off. You're here to do that. You're here to
They
talk
say
about why
the
you're pissed
dumbest
off.
shit ever, man. It's really that stupid. Like they're overdoing it. They really are. And I hate the fact that they call themselves rep pills. Makes it even worse.
Discuss it. Talk to me about it. Talk to me. I'm your therapist here. Talk to me what's bothering you. What bothers you about red pill?
Oh, my pacifier. Where's my pacifier? Nah, yeah, no, they overdo it, and that tweet that you mentioned too. It's like, but she haven't sat down and think like, oh, that's creepy.
Exactly.
The fact that you're saying that 16-year-old girls are more attractive than 26-year-olds, that's a pedophilic comments right there. So it's like, how do you not process? You sit down, how do you not process and think that, oh, what I just said was the creepiest shit ever? I mean, you deleted a tweet, but it's still shady as fuck.
Yeah. You delete the tweet, but then you keep posting things like, "Oh, I'm here with the godly people. I'm here for God." It's like, what? No, you're not. And it's like, I'm here for the righteousness, and I stand by what I say. It's like, no, you obviously don't. You don't stand by what you said. And so, um, no, it's that they do things like this. Why? Because that ties into their virginity. Little, they're just so creepy. I wish I could break it all down in an easier way for you guys. But they pretty much
Yeah, it's really complicated. Yeah.
Yeah. So what they pretty much do is that they bring, let's go back to what they are so people know the basics. So you don't have to bother watching them because you can just watch the short clips and really get a gist of what it is because that's really what they want to talk about. They want to talk about why the women who pursue promiscuous lives are horrible and why the men hate them because these men hate them for they don't want to mention why they hate them. They hate them according to them because they live these promiscuous lives. All right, that's not really your business, but these women do this. The problem is that they bring on these OnlyFans girls, they bring on these nightclub girls, and they're dumb. They're uneducated. They do not know literature. They do not know Dostoevsky. They do not know Tolstoy. They have not read Solzhenitsyn. They do not know anything about um, global political politics. They don't know the inners and outer workings of the global financial system. They do not know this. They don't. They know what crypto is, but they probably can't spell it. And let's just face it, probably the same thing would apply to the men there. I don't think the guys there have other. I have also read Dostoevsky or Nietzsche or Tolstoy or Shakespeare or any of these other. I don't think they also know the inner workings of the financial system, the global financial. I don't think they understand what a tariff is. I don't think they could spell it. I don't think they know how to spell taxes. I just don't, because it's apparent to me that these are just guys who spend all their time on YouTube. They spend all their time on TikTok. They spend all their time on Instagram. They read weird books about relationships, which they've never had, and then they get on this thing and say, "You women," and they say "you women." They're not just pointing out the 10% of women that are promiscuous, much like the 10% of men that are just promiscuous, because that also is real. We've met them. We've met men who all they think about is women. All they think about is getting pussy. That's all they think about. We know them. We've known them in high school. We met them I knew them in college. We know them in our adult lives. They're men who think every single day about banging women.
Mm-hmm.
We know them. You know them, right?
Yeah. No.
We see
We
them.
we know we know we know plenty of them.
We know plenty of them. That's all they think about. If they work, if there's a new girl, if they're at their job, and a new girl comes in to work with them, and she's over the age of 18, the first thing they're thinking about is, "Oh my God, I'm gonna fuck her. I want to fuck her." You know that's true. You work on a team.
Yep.
The first one, if there's a new girl that comes in and she's not ugly and she's single, the guys with you are going to be not you, but the guy, because you're in a relationship. They have to mention that. The guys that work with you, that's the first thing they're going to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, or yes.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do. And so we know
Yeah.
that. We know them. That's 10% of men. The thing that we don't do as men is say that all men are like this because we're all like this. It's like, yes, we like women, but we're not constantly thinking about how to sleep with them all the damn time because me, I'm professional. I have morals. I respect people's boundaries. It's not because feminism, it's because that's what a decent human being is. Because decency existed before the feminist movement. Don't let them tell you that. Don't let them tell you otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Right.
but these guys, they bring these specific women. Notice how they don't bring normal women on. Notice they won't bring them on. I'll give you an example of a normal woman. I'm a big fan of mostly peaceful Latinas. We're going to drop their account hashtag, and we're going to drop all these people in the bio down below so that you can see where they're from and what they're like for yourself. I would hope you didn't have to see the fresh and fit people, because it's kind of cringe. And but there's one of them on Most People's Latinas. It's Linda, who's obviously, Wake Up with Linda on IG. She's big into the political space. She's a small business owner in Miami. Works for herself because this is also an alien concept for the people on Fresh and Fit, that a woman who's not in a relationship yet or out of a relationship, the fact that she has to own a business and or somehow work to make livings meet and doesn't do OnlyFans, that's weird to them. That's weird. That they don't know, they can't handle that. They can't handle that. For some reason, a woman who makes money for herself, and by the way, when I mean make money, it's not making money thousands of dollars. It's meaning making a living like a normal American. Because this is also what I'm getting tired of. I'm getting tired of people when they say I make money. Yes, you make money to fund your lifestyle, which means to pay your rent, to pay your bills, to pay your phone bill, to eat food, because as a human being, you need to eat food, to buy clothes because you can't be naked in the streets. It's like nobody in America, the vast majority of Americans in this country are not, I'm going to repeat this, are not making thousands of dollars every week. And guess what? Neither are the people on that podcast. Maybe now because they have the views. But guess what? Outside, if they didn't have that podcast, there's nothing they're doing which is making them a lot of money. It's not happening. It's not happening. Because I'm also tired of hearing that. Like, what? It's like two things I'm tired of hearing of. It's like, oh, it's like, how dare she make a lot of money? What do you mean? How dare she pay her rent? So you want her, and this is the other thing. They can't understand this because their logic is so flawed. They can't hear this. They don't want to hear that a woman is making money to obviously pay for her living, because it's not a life. When I mean lifestyle, it's not that she goes to the clubs. I mean lifestyle as in that she needs to have a roof over her head. She needs to have food in her refrigerator. She needs to have the ability to buy clothes and pay her car note or buy a car. And when I mean a car, I don't mean a Bugatti, because these incels are fucking closed-minded. Anytime they hear car, they're like Bugatti, because they can't say Bugatti the normal way. They have to say Bugatti because they keep humming on the nuts of Andrew Tate, and so they can't do anything else but that. They can't do anything else but that. They want to be bald. They want to have a tattoo. They want to go to the gym because he says it's cool, and they also want to have like rooms because they have sleepovers. Because I mean, I get it. You have gym bros, right? You have gym bros.
Yeah, man.
But you don't sleep over with them.
No. No.
That's what the Tate people do. That's what Tate does. No.
We don't do that. We don't
No
do
one
that.
does this. But they do because Andrew Tate says it's cool. It's like, look. I get it.
I guess they take bros on another level.
They took bro to another level. They think they're having slumber parties like women. That's what they want to do because they're just feminine. They're just feminine boys. They're feminine, undeveloped, childish adults who are adults just because time passes quick enough, has passed faster than their mind and their brain can develop into a functioning, competent adult. But they're not that. They're incompetent, intellectually retarded boys who have mustaches and for some godforsaken reason have been allowed to drive with driver licenses. They have jobs, and for some reason, someone gave them access to a computer and a phone with Wi-Fi or data to let them go on the internet. Unfortunately, they have that access because they shouldn't have access to that. They shouldn't. So those men, so just imagine a woman who's single because maybe she's working or she's doing school, which they hate, by the way, because they don't like it when women do college. They don't like it when anybody does college, even though college was where people go. Like doctors, they have to go to college. So I don't really know. I mean, you don't want men to be doctors, or you don't want women to be doctors. You don't want them to go to college. It's like college makes people dumber. I hope my doctor who went to college isn't dumb.
It makes them dumber.
It's like, this is, by the way, Pearl Davis says this. She says these type of things, and it's like, They're dumber because they leave as not Christians. It's like, no. And so what that woman says, I'm going to share this because I just have to now. I hope I still have it up. But I mean, she says these ridiculous things. Where's the other one? Oh, this is the other. Where's the this one? She deleted this tweet. Where's the other one? She had another tweet where people were kind of complaining about, you know, stupid things she says.
Beating the child sexual predator.
Yeah, she is. She is. She is. 10 totally famous.
People tend to get uglier when they get older. Yeah, I don't.
So, Alita says this whole mindset of if a woman goes to college, university, she's going to be promiscuous is lower tier mentality. Pathetic. It is. A woman who wants to be a hoe is going to be one, regardless of whether she didn't spell that right. So obviously, she did not go to college. She gets an education or not. A good woman will stay a good woman regardless. Yes, yes, yes. This is the line I want to focus on. A good woman will stay a good woman regardless of the education or the money she makes at her job. Because guess what? Those things can be taken away from you. But guess what can't be? Your inner values, your inner morals, your morals of saying, hey, I have enough respect for myself to not sleep with 7 men a year. By the way, 7 men a year, I don't know if I don't know if that's a lot or not. I mean, hey now. But this is what Pearly won't say, is that if Byron, Sneeko, and the rest of the dumbasses, dumbass incels, are they angry when let me flip this. Some college men are sleeping with 7 women a year. Is that a problem? Is that a problem for them? I'm asking you. You probably know the answer.
It's a huge problem for them.
It is. But if a college man
It's a
sleeps with
massive
7 women a
problem.
year, is that a problem? If men sleep with 7 women a year, is that a problem for Byron or Myron or whatever the fuck he wants to call himself?
Byron.
No, it's not a problem for him because he constantly talks about how men, and by the way, Tate talks about this too. He talks about how men apparently need to have sexual experience before they find the virgin, which is like the most. What is this? Is this Mormonism? Are we just trying to be Mormons again? Is this Brigham Young? Are you Brigham Young? Just tell me that. If you told me I'm starting a new religion where I want incels, I would be like, you know what? Okay, I get it. I get it. But instead, no. Again, to get back what the show is about, because I keep losing track. They bring all these promiscuous women on there who are only 10%. Let's just say 10%. Let's just say, I'm guessing. I always put 10% because it is probably 10, 15% of women in America, which is, by the way, a lot. It's millions. So let's just say 10 to 15% of these women are promiscuous. They bring this specific group on Fresh and Fit or whatever other demonic shows they have out there. And then the men on there sit on the other side of the table and say, you girls are disgusting because you're stupid and you have sex a lot. That's what they do. That's what they say. They sit there and they say that. And then they say, how dare you do that? But then if you tell them, well, okay, Byron, Myron, whatever the hell your name is, do you have sex with women? And he'll say, yes, because I make money and I work out.
How old is he, by the way? I'm actually curious on the
Too old. The number it is. It's unfortunately he's older than what his mind is at. He's he's too old for what he's whatever his age is. His mind is younger than that because he's a child. And so they sit there and then complain and they say, you girls don't know what cities are out there. You guys don't know where Paris. Where's Paris? Europe, which is actually accurate. But what country is it in? I don't know. It's like, who are you bringing in to talk to? If you want to look, there's a saying out there in life. It's like it's like if you're looking for trouble, you'll find it. And so if you're looking for stupid women to berate because you think you're better than them, it's like you're gonna find them. And if you're looking for whores to berate, you're gonna find them and you're gonna bring them on your show, and that's who they're gonna be. But guess what? They're not gonna be smart. The problem is that most people know that there are women like this. Hoes. I mean, we knew them in middle school and high school. We knew hoes. They were hoes in middle school. They were hoes in high school. Guess what? They're gonna be hoes in college. But what we didn't do is that we didn't say that these women were like every other woman in the world is exactly like this. They're gold digging. promiscuous women who want to go to the club, find a rich guy, and get with him just because they're rich. Because you know what that smells like? That smells like an incel. And yes, they're incels. And so what they do is that this is my theory on who they are. This is my theory on who they are. I think I've mentioned it to you, but I think that these guys, Sneeko, Byron, that Indian-looking kid who goes on with Aiden Ross, who's also the same thing.
Neon, Neon's Neon.
Same thing. This
Neon's
is
an
what they
idiot.
are. They're all idiots.
Yeah, no,
This is what they are.
he's
They're
a
all
massive idiot.
they're all men who in high school never dated, and not alone just never dated a girl. They never spoke to a girl in high school. And I don't mean speak to a girl in a romantic way. I don't think they ever had a conversation with a normal girl. I don't think they ever did. And so they're jealous and envious because there are men now who have money and they're angry that the hoes never touched them or looked at them in high school. They're angry that the hoes never looked at them or touched them in college. And now they're angry. They're angrier because now that they have a job and now they have some money, which is like, no, just ordinary money, like they work at McDonald's or Home Depot or Starbucks, and there's nothing wrong with that because guess what? People have to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. They're angry that the same hoes are being flown out to Miami to get fucked by rich men, basketball players, maybe most of the time, or millionaires like that guy who goes on whatever who gets triggered by Leela Rose, who's actually a real woman. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I remember that.
All right, and so those guys fly out these women and they have sex with them, and then that same guy though goes on the show and then says that I prefer. I'm like, what are you doing, man? You're just a fucking hypocrite. It's so stupid. And so what they do is that they say all those things. They say all these things. They attack all these women, but deep down, they wish they were the guys in high school and college, getting touched and getting action, getting having sex with the whores, because that's what they're jealous of. They're jealous that they're not the ones that have the money and the access to this promiscuous group of women, who, by the way, are physically attractive because they have the BBL or they have the big tits and they have the lips and they have the face and they work out and they're active because guess what? Those are promiscuous women who are in that business. They're in that lifestyle. They're in that life. They're in that world where they want to look for a guy who has money and the access and they want to be on the yachts in Miami. They want to get flown out to Dubai and they're going to get fucked. That's what it is. That's what they're out there for. They're not out here looking for Jesus Christ and praying and oh my God. And they're not looking for the Islam. They're not looking for Ramadan. They're looking for Habibi because Habibi's gonna put her on a plane to Dubai and he's gonna drive her around in a Bugatti or a Maserati, whatever the fuck they want to drive. Maybe even a Toyota Corolla. But guess what? They're in Dubai and they're gonna get a jeweler, they're gonna get a nice watch, and then they're gonna get fucked and flown back to Miami where they can resume living their domestic American whole life. That's what it is. That's what these women do. They're not out there. They don't want to read. They don't want to. Because guess what? The guys that are paying for them don't care if they do. They don't care. They don't care if they read. When a guy's out there when a guy pays an escort or a hooker for sex, do you think he asks her, hey, what's your reading level? 5th grade or 12th? Oh, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. And that's the stupidity that these people profess, is that they're angry that these girls aren't smart. They don't want to be because guess what? They don't need to be, as Joe Biden would whisper into a mic. They don't need to be. They don't need to be because guess what? That's not what they're looking for. They're not looking for that high. They're not looking for that high value man to settle down with. They're not looking for that. They're not looking for a real relationship. What they want is a rich guy that's going to spoil them and they can get fucked and they can go to Miami and Dubai. They're looking for pointless, materialistic vanity. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for vanity and materialism. And guess what? They're going to find it. They're going to find it because there are men who just want a dumb bimbo to fuck. That's what they want. But guess what? You know who also wants that and isn't telling you? Sneeko, Byron, Pyron, whatever the fuck he wants to call himself, and all the rest of them on whatever, and on Fresh and Fit, and then whatever, what's his name? What's his name? Damian Sharp. What's this guy's name? Let me look his name up.
Damian Sharp.
Who?
What, from the whatever podcast?
Donovan Sharp. And there's a bunch of other ones, the Fresh and Fit, all of them, Chris and whatever the hell their names are. Guess what? They also would like a dumb bimbo they can just have at home, like a trophy wife, and then fuck. That's all they want. You don't let them kid you. That's what they want because they're just jealous that in their time when they were young and in college, they did not have access to those type of women. And so the big reason, to tie back in Linda and Bella, they mentioned this. They mention this all the time. And so they come off as harsher, maybe because they're women and they don't have patience and they're old and Bella's a mom and so she's not gonna have patience for little kids acting up because this is what they are. These are little kids acting up. And so she's not gonna have patience for it. And guess what? Neither do we. Or I don't. I don't know about you. But what they do is
No
that,
lot of patience.
yeah, and so that these girls, what they do, and these are actual women, and they're angry. They're and the Fresh and Fit are angry, and by the way, intimidated and scared of them. They don't want the Bella and Linda on Fresh and Fit. They don't want her on whatever because they can't handle the truth. What Fresh and Fit can't handle the truth, and so and before they try to accuse me of sounding like I'm simping because I'm not. I actually agree with what they're saying, and we both agree. It's like you're just jealous and mad that you're broke and you can't pay for these specific women because guess what? Not again, as we repeat, not all women are like this. Not all women are whores. Not all women are promiscuous. And so you're blaming all women that you also can't get because that's the unfortunate reality. These incels can't get with a normal woman, a good traditional woman, because they're incels. Traditional women do not want an incel. You know why? Because an incel sits in his room, sits on his phone in his room on his computer all day, watching Donovan Sharp and Kevin Samuels, who by the way was fucking an obese whale, this obese black whale who couldn't move an inch because she blamed her illnesses. She was fucking this literally, and all this fat bitch did was cook all these cholesterol ridden meals. She would cook all these meals on a crock pot, probably like fried chicken and gravy and mashed potatoes and all. Really, fed him this and fed him this as he in secret as he then publicly went on and spoke and talked shit on the TV. And yes, some of the things. This is the problem. This is why they get the attention because they do say the right things. Yes, you should dress well. You should have manners. You should try to make money in your life. And I just don't mean just get a job. You know, you should try to aspire to go up the corporate ladder and get a better job. And yes, I hate the word hustle, but yes, if you can get a side gig and hustle, it's not even hustling. It's like, like get a it's just called a part-time job, guys. And to make more money, good. That's good. That's
Pretty
good.
much.
If you want to live a comfortable life, that's fine. Those are good things. Linda and Bella are not angry that you're trying to do that, but they're angry at you for constantly pushing down all women, including traditional women, because you think promiscuous women are all women. And that's the biggest mistake they make. There's also other mistakes they make in regards to them. There's also other big reasons why they're mad. And so they do attack these because those insults are just mad that they're broke. They're just jealous they're broke. And they can't have access to the good women that are out there, not the promiscuous ones. The good, not just the promiscuous ones, by the way. The good traditional women who don't want to see a man sitting down at his computer all day, watching these idiots and complaining that, oh, why are they going out with them and not me? Oh, I wish I'm a guy. Oh my God. Instead of going out there and learning how to be an actual man, like a man should know how to change his own tire. He should probably know how to do his own oil change. He should know what antifreeze is. He should know where to put the washer fluid. He should know how to wash his car. He should know how to cut the lawn. He should know how to garden perhaps a little bit. And he should know how to change a light bulb. He should know what to do when there's a hurricane coming, which is go to Home Depot, buy wooden boards, and not just laugh at Home Depot and say, hey, I'm going to go where the illegals are. No, go to Home Depot. It's time to sit down. It's time to sit down, buckle up, be a man, and handle the situation. Like Jordan Peterson says, you want to be the calm guy in the room at your father's funeral. Why your father's funeral? Why does he say that specific thing? Because people are closed minded and be like, why father's funeral? Because it your father's funeral should reflect an extremely emotional and chaotic time in your life. You've just lost someone hugely impactful, the leader of your family. The women in the family are going to be panicked. They're not going to know what to do. They just lost the leader. You, as the son, should be the calm. You should stand there calm, not in the corner crying with the rest of them, like the incels do, where they cry and say, "Why don't the women like me? I'm a man. I have a job. Yes, you do, sweetheart. You do have a job, but you keep crying and complaining about everything else. Why won't a woman love you? Because you're a fucking baby and you keep crying like a bitch. You might as well a woman. Go out there. If there's a hurricane coming and you're living in Florida, go to Home Depot, buy wooden boards, put them up, buy sandbags, put them around your property so it doesn't leak in. To hope the water doesn't leak. Try to do your best to avoid and fix catastrophes. That's what men do in the time of need. That's why they send the soldiers in and the men, the real men, not the trans and the lesbians and the gay people when chaos is there. You know, in New Jersey when we had the hurricanes and the
Yeah,
power went out, who was out there
yeah,
fixing it? The men,
man.
not the incels, not Myron and Byron and whatever the hell.
They act more like feminism. They shit on feminists a lot, but they don't realize that they're kind of doing the same thing.
Because they are male feminists.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are male feminists. They do the same exactly. Good, amazing point. They complain all the time about the feminists, but they don't realize that they're acting like one. Great point.
Yeah, it's like some of the points, yeah, like it's true, it makes sense, but at the same time, you're talking to like what you said, the 10%, like the small amount of girls in that table, but you're generalizing the whole woman, thinking they're all that.
Exactly.
And also, I don't like the idea that they're calling themselves red pill. I feel like the word red pill is being used a lot.
It's
I mean, it
stolen.
was mostly used for like, yeah, it was mostly used for like political, like
Yes.
political stuff.
Yes.
Now it's being used for that. I don't
Which
know
is
what you would
disgusting.
call that. Or like
It's
what genre would that be? Um,
incelmania.
look, I even pulled up Sneako's tweets. I was curious on what he's been tweeting lately. He said, "Red pill is feminism for men. Take the God pill."
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So he said it. There you go. I mean,
He said it. He said it. There we go. There we go. By the way, this is the guy who apparently likes to get cucked.
Sneako's funny, but I don't like him like that. He's
That's the
not.
problem. That's the
That,
problem.
that's 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 the problem. Like what you said earlier. They're entertaining. They're funny. You don't really gotta take them serious. But we also do realize that some of the shit they're saying makes
The
no
thing is
sense at
that
all.
honestly is that we shouldn't take them seriously. It's like at this point they outlived their talent. They really don't.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say censor them. I'm trying to say that please don't watch them because they're of no use to you. They're not that funny because they're not doing anything real. They're not making up jokes. They're
Like
not doing
if
skits.
you want to listen to real men, Jordan Peterson, man.
If
I
you're
love
listening to
Peterson.
real men, you're listening to this podcast. If you want to listen to real racist men, this is the podcast.
That is true.
Yeah. And Jordan Peterson.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
say things. They say let's just say they say five things. One out of the five is real. One out of the four is funny, and then the rest of the three are just stupid. But they use the true thing to overshadow the stupidity that they're saying. So they'll say like things like feminism is toxic for America, and then they'll say all the incel bullshit. And that's how they hook people in, and they try to make it funny. And the only reason they're making it funny is just roasting stupid women and stupid people. It's like they bring in that like 16-year-old Arab kid. It's like, how many books did you read? It's like, boy, don't you understand that they don't care about reading? It's not important to them.
He's
It's not
Arab.
important. Whatever the fuck he's from. That kid who was like, how many books did you read?
That's just his character. Yeah, I don't think he's
You not
Arab.
even read. It's like, yeah, but it's not even that funny at this point. It's like, all right, we get it.
Oh,
Like,
I
it's
think they
like
call him the Bill Clinton kid, but I don't know what reason.
it's like you're attacking someone stupid for being stupid. Genius. It's like that's why I like when I want comedy, I go to the real comedians. Tom Segura. I go to Jessica Kirstein. I go to fucking Tim Dillon and Nick Mullen and Stavros and what's his name? Kill Tony. And I go to Joe Rogan, the podcast, but barely. He's not. I'm not a fan of his comedy. It's kind of Bill Maher is funny,
Yeah,
and all the real comedians, not these wannabe the weird people. It's like these are just weird. And so before I you know get another ulcer because of these people, I'm gonna move on. What other topic did we have for today? I think we were gonna talk about UFOs or something. Oh no, I want to talk about something.
I thought it was like AI.
Yeah, we're going to talk about AI. We're going to talk briefly about it because we're going to talk about more conspiracies and UFOs, and I'm going to tie AI into that in the Patreon episode we're going to do after this. So make sure, just to wrap up this segment, if you want to hear more about us shitting on Red Pill, we have more content on our Patreon, which is $5 a month. You can hear us shitting on Byron, Sneeko.
It's just $5, guys. The big lad is not 20 or
$5.
10.
Instead of buying the Starbucks, which is going to fuck up your face and make you look ugly, you can spend it here.
Yeah.
Once, $5 a month, and you can get more episodes. And we talk about interesting stuff. We talked about the Clintons. We talked about fun. It's funnier. It's more entertaining. We talk about more politics on there. So if you're interested in that, want to hear more about us about this topic, like, subscribe down below, and check out our Patreon, patreon.com/4, the number 4, the Republic. And I hope you guys keep watching this episode and more stuff we have in the future.